What is up, everybody? It's Thursday night, and it is a good one. Welcome to the NLG Show. Boys,
What's going on?
Yes, sir.
almost the weekend.
It sure is.
Weekend, what's that?
Well,
Yeah.
Poor man.
Do I need weekend? My goodness.
I got to save money for this next generation.
Yeah, well,
consoles.
might be coming quicker than you think now. On everybody, I am, of course, Mike Mullis, staying.
Yeah, my name is Peter Hutink, aka HTK. What's going on? It's Thursday. Getting ready to gain some more.
And I am Chris Williams, aka Fastback6768. I want to game some more, but I got to work. but that means, hey, I can get that PS4 Pro sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And play some Days Gone and so on. That's the goal. Plus, also, with all that extra money coming in, I want to get a nice entertainment desk set up, kind of customize a little bit, and get the chair I want. So, yes, sir.
Fantastic.
I did real quick too. I finally broke down and got me a Design Lab custom controller.
Ooh.
So it hasn't come in yet. So I did a little bit of design on it.
All right.
Well, as soon as I get it.
All right. Yeah. No.
When I get it.
The intrigue.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, well, that is excellent. Not the working 7 days apart. That kind of sucks. No, look, if it's
Yeah, life happens every once in a while. Sometimes you just gotta buckle down and work so you can play later.
you're right, and sometimes best of intentions. You get some. Still waiting to see if Mix.
Yeah, a little bit of Rage 2.
Get your Rage 2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get that stuff while we're talking about other. Allows me. It's processing. What happens? Because every time I try to grab me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still processing, it will. Oh.
Find out. Yeah, I say a lot of news. Grab your popcorn.
Get your cheese ball.
Ooh.
A lot of news. Guys, well, I'd say you guys. Apparently only Peter.
Yeah,
We're not just playing.
I believe you have to be level 490 or higher.
Yeah.
Level 18. I don't know how to get to level 400.
You have to be level
Once
30
you're
first. Once you have 30, then it switches to your gear score.
Gotcha. Hell.
And but you need more than 3. I believe you need a minimum of 4 or 5 people in order to be able to complete the raid. Might have been 5, because we, Coop, myself, and Nate, we played a little bit earlier. We were only the 3 of us. But what you could see is there are 2 groups of 4. Oh yeah, Viddy, they're leveling up Viddy too. So maybe Viddy will join our raid.
We're going to have to get in on that, Mike.
Yeah.
Yep. Is everybody's audio cutting out, Coop? I'm hitting the mute button while I'm eating a cheese curl. cutting out is because I'm muting.
Yeah. So hopefully we can do the raid soon. A successful raid. It's tough as nails. They're like bullet sponges, like you won't believe. So
not muted anymore.
Yeah. We can hear you fine.
Let me check let me go to the tape.
And go to the tape. See if you're live. Live. Go to the
Can you hear me?
Mic filter.
Oh, wait. I know what it is.
What is it?
You know, it wouldn't be a show if I didn't screw something up myself. You know?
True.
So I was trying to do something called silence detection on XSplit, where if I'm typing something or if I'm doing something that's got background music, it mutes the microphone. So I figured I would try that. Well, I must have had it up so much that it wouldn't even take my voice. Good God. Oh. All right, so if I do this and
I detect a voice, I'm going to mute.
All right, there we go. So I'll just regular mute. I'll manual mute.
Yeah.
So, all right. What was I saying? Crap. Oh yeah, that I guess us plebes that haven't played the Division 2 as much as everyone else have to jump on Peter and Coop's back and have to drag me across that 30 line. I'm willing to do it after the show if you want.
All depends how long the show is. Is this going to be a 30-minute show or a 30-hour show? You know?
It ain't going to be a 30-hour show. I think tonight. So here's what I'm thinking. So tonight's going to be a kind of a short show because while we've got some breaking news that we got to talk about, it's not a ton. And I want to talk about UbiSoft because UbiSoft had some very interesting news that came across this week about their own how their company's doing. And I don't want to focus so much on the numbers, but I want to focus on some of the things that Yves Guillemot said that that were kind of that were really interesting. Plus, a delay of one of their games. So, and then I want to get Chris's take if I can download his mixer footage. I would like to get his starting take on Rage 2. So, I did find there
Rage 1080p. Rage.
Right. Yeah. Hey man, you know what? If that's what they have to do to keep the frame rate at 60, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean,
I still think they should have given people options though.
Yeah.
And go,
True.
4K 30 just for the eye candy, and then
True.
1080 60 for the high performance mode.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but look, the Rage engine that the id engine that id used, they that's what they wanted, and if they wanted to prioritize frame rate, I'm okay with that. I get what you're saying though. If a lot of these games now have those options. Honestly, I would have liked that kind of option in Division, or any game that I could play possibly in 60.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still playing 1080, so 1080 60 is always bring it on.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I think a game like this is great for 1080 60.
No. Cool. Well, what have you been? Well, I know Chris, you haven't been playing a lot, but you've been playing Rage tonight. Peter, what have you been up to?
I've been playing Far Cry New Dawn. What a fantastic game.
Yeah, you've been raving about it.
yeah, just very enjoyable.
Better than 5?
Better than 5. I mean, it's kind of like a slight continuation, like years later, and so it's a kind of the same world a little bit, and you discover like certain areas that you've seen before and where you've been. It's pretty cool. It's pretty neat.
Okay.
But yeah,
all right.
It's just, I picked it up for like $20 the other day, so that's a bargain. That's a steal. So enjoying it. What else have I been playing? Sea of Thieves, obviously, and did a first part of the raid in the division this afternoon.
Oh, you've already been raiding. Damn.
Well, but just with the three of us, we knew we wouldn't be able to succeed, but just it's just seeing what it is about.
Well, Mike, we need these guys to get in there and scout the raids out for us, and because they're going to be our guides.
This is true.
So,
I am jumping right on Coop's back.
Yeah.
What is this?
By the way, I want to give a shout out since they're in the room. I want to give a shout out to Witty, Adam Bomb Baby 420, and Coop, and Niall. Niall's not in the room right now, but we've had the Twitch channel has been as busy as it ever has, and I gotta say, man, it's awesome. So Niall is bound and determined to play through the entire Days Gone on there, and he's like up to part 12. So R.I.P. to me trying to break that up to put it on YouTube. It's going to be like a 40-part series when I'm done with it. Because he's been, dude has been on 6, 7, 8 hour streams at a time. I can't even like imagine. So, shout out to Now for that. Witty has been doing Assassin's Creed. Last night he did Sniper Elite, which looked really, really, really cool. No, I'm sorry. He did Sniper Elite 2 nights ago. Last night he was doing the Division 2 and cursing its name. So that was fun to watch for a while. And then tonight before the show, Coop was streaming a small game called Tech Wars. And PC game, looked like a kind of a twin stick shooter. So you can go back. He was playing it on PC. You can go back and check that out a little later after the show's over. And so want to say thank you to those guys. And of course, last night after they were done, after Witty was done, I played and streamed Tacoma, which put me in a Tacoma.
It's a shame.
It really was, because it's not what I thought it was going to be. Unfortunately, it was it was like playing out an interactive movie where there was no losing. Like there was no dying. There was no anything. You couldn't not beat it. It took me 2.5 hours, and the story was actually pretty good, except that they basically abandoned the whole story at the end. So they had this whole thing they were building up. If you watch the stream, there's a little bit of spoiler alert. There's these things that were happening with some of the characters that they just forgot about, and just at the end of the game, it was like, whatever.
You don't need that anyway.
Right, exactly. And it was just, so not really that. I was disappointed. I was really disappointed. But I streamed it, so another game out of the way.
Nice.
I want to say good evening to Worry and Doom and Natty. Welcome in, Repor Unlimited. He says PC is better. I know we got those guys out there. PC is very welcome here at Next Level Gaming.
What's PC?
It's a master race, Oh.
It's basically what's in your console, and then some.
Yeah. And Jeff.
Personal choice.
Jeff. That's right. Personal choice.
Yeah.
Play what you want when you want, and it's all good.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. All right, Nat.
Choice
Natty,
is good.
look, Nate. Look what you're starting. I don't know, Coop. I was very disappointed in it. Very disappointed. But that's okay. Tomorrow, I will be streaming the Castlevania collection that just came out, the Konami Castlevania Anniversary Collection. I will be streaming some of that.
Nice.
The wife is going to the beach. I get home from synagogue early, put the kids to bed, and it is on to Castlevania. So, oh, I see what you're doing, Nate. Yeah, unfortunately on Xbox Live, I've been getting a lot of those sex bots too.
Yeah.
So
I just got two of them today. As soon as I started Rage 2.
Yeah.
Here's my brother, my youngest brother in the chat, Mr. Repor Unlimited.
Oh, so that's who that is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome, my friend. It's great to have you. He's the one that said PC is better.
Don't worry about him. He don't know what he's talking about. That's what happens whenever you're the youngest brother and your oldest is not around to keep you straight while you're growing up. See, he's straight.
I also this week started cataloging my old retro games. So I want to give a shout out to Eric. He's Cube00 on Twitter, and John Meadows from the Gamers Lounge, from the Gaming Lounge. We were talking old games, and they turned me on to this site, a couple of sites that will give you value your old games. I started punching in my Sega CDs, my Saturn games, my Dreamcast games, and my 32X games. Gentlemen, see this?
Yeah.
Spider-Man Web of Fire.
Uh-huh.
This is the most rare 32X game there is.
Wow.
You
have it in your hand.
And it is in perfect condition, box, manual, and all. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I am holding in my hand $629. That is what this game is worth in the market, in this condition.
Wow.
Is that not insane?
That is insane.
So far, my entire collection, not including any Xbox and above, my Intellivision collection, Sega CD, 32X, Saturn, and Dreamcast, and not including my import games. No giveaway. Sorry.
Hey, go to GameStop and see what they
see what they give me for it. Give me like 35 cents for it.
35 cents.
My collection, not including my Xbox and up, so far is worth $6,100. That is insane. That is crazy.
Don't let your kids know that.
Yeah, really. I come home and half my shit's gone.
Yeah.
But I have no intentions of selling any of this stuff because I like collecting it. But just to see what these things are worth, is really it was just eye opening. I've got 2 Saturn games that are worth $350 a piece. I mean, it's just I'm like, wow, and I've seen these games at the retro store up here where I am. You try to get one of the special versions of Magic Knight Ray Earth for the Saturn, and it's $400. I'm like, well, how in the world can that be possible? A Sega CD version of Snatcher from Konami is $700. The last I saw it at that Coleco convention, and if you are lucky enough to have a copy of Panzer Dragoon Saga for the Saturn, you can get $1,200. You can get $1,200 for it.
Wow.
So it's fascinating. So anyhow, so that's been my week, and I'm going to continue to catalog on. I doubt the Xbox games are really worth anything, but I'm going to catalog them anyway just to put them in my collection.
Yeah.
So, and I'm constantly looking for new games. I honestly feel like I want to spend more on retro stuff than I do on the new stuff. I don't know if it's just maybe me getting old.
Probably.
So.
I mean, it's nice to, those games were simpler in the sense of like, but still so much fun.
Yeah, agreed. I went back and did some Dreamcast games on Saturday, streamed some Dreamcast games. I'll probably do that again this Saturday. And it's just the simplicity of it. Playing Jet Grind Radio, it was so... I mean, the controls are a little wonky still. I wasn't perfect at it, but just such an easy game.
Mm-hmm.
So... All right, so now that the chat room's filling up with awesome people, let's get to stepping. So, we're gonna start with the news that broke earlier today, and I mean this is hot, fresh off the press. So remember when we saw at the Video Game Awards, it's all Phil and Sean Layden and Reggie, and they're out there all holding hands and talking nice.
Big kumbaya.
Yeah. Well, kumbaya. Kumbaya. And by the way, Doomhammer. Hey, Mike. Whatever happened to Working Design? Used to love their games. I actually know exactly what happened to Working Designs and their owner Victor Ireland. Back in the day, when they were making older games, Victor Ireland used to be in the IRC chat rooms and forums. If you guys ever remember what IRC was.
Oh yeah.
So he Working Designs took Japanese games, Grandia and Lunar and stuff like that, from companies like Game Arts, brought them over to the States and localized them for the U.S. market. And they were very popular on the Sega CD and on the Saturn. Well, Bernie Stolar, as Bernie Stolar did, as he pissed off everybody, also pissed off Victor Ireland. And, they got into this giant fight. So in the next generation, when the Dreamcast came out, Working Designs went over to PlayStation. So that's why you see Lunar, the Silver Star Story, some of the Grandia stuff. You saw that stuff move over to Sony because that just, But that market also dried up because RPGs like that just aren't big over here anymore. In certain ways, they've made room. They've kind of made way for the Final Fantasy type action RPGs and things like that. And Working Designs just didn't have enough work in the till to survive after the PlayStation 1. So they kind of withered out. But in their time, they brought over some great games. They didn't develop anything on their own. They simply localized Japanese RPGs for the U.S. market. So they were very influential. So when I talked about Magic Knight Ray Earth, that's one of their games. So, okay. So what you see here is President and CEO of Sony, Kenshiro Yoshida, and CEO of Microsoft, Satya Nadella.
No.
So, Sony and Microsoft announced on Thursday. That's today, boys.
Yeah. This is hot off the press.
This is like a couple hours old. So that the two companies will partner on new innovations to enhance customer experiences in their direct-to-consumer entertainment platforms and AI solutions. Under the memorandum of the understanding, so signed by the parties. This is where it gets into speak. The two companies will explore joint development of future cloud solutions in Azure to support their respective game and content streaming services. In addition, the two companies will explore the use of current Microsoft Azure data center-based solutions for Sony's game and content streaming services. By working together, the companies aim to deliver more enhanced entertainment experiences for their worldwide customers. These efforts will also include building better development platforms for the content creator community. So, beyond that, they're going to explore collaboration in the areas of semiconductors and AI, This includes potential joint development of new intelligent image sensor solutions. By integrating Sony's cutting-edge image sensors with Microsoft's Azure AI technology in a hybrid manner across cloud and edge, as well as solutions that leverage Sony's semiconductors and Microsoft's cloud technology, the company aims to provide enhanced capabilities for enterprise customers. In terms of AI, the parties will explore incorporation of Microsoft's enhanced AI platform and tools in Sony consumer products to provide highly intuitive and user-friendly AI experiences. Could you imagine Cortana? So, hey, Chris Lynn WW, how you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in.
That's my daughter.
Oh,
bringing in the family.
Excellent.
All right.
Jumping in.
So, welcome.
See, that's what we tell every week, right? Like, tell your friends and family, and here they are.
Here they are.
They don't support me. They don't love me. So I got two of them that love me.
Oh, that's awesome. So
yeah,
fantastic.
So imagine Cortana being built into a Sony TV. But I wanted to. I'm going to bring up a couple also quotes here too, because I want people to understand. So obviously, there is the knee-jerk reaction to news of this nature, and then there is the reality. So obviously, we know what the knee-jerk reaction was today. That's it. The console wars are over. We're getting the play box. The X station is coming. No more console wars. Everybody's kumbaya, right?
Yeah. Just like
that. Console wars over. Bye. That's why Sony didn't.
So maybe now we can talk just about games.
Yeah. That's why Sony didn't go to E3. That's why.
Yeah, seen it all on Twitter today.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about what this really means, guys, and from our perspective. So, and I'm going to bring up this. Quote. These quotes from both of them, because I think this puts into perspective. So, Yoshida-san from Sony says, Sony's a creative company with a solid foundation of technology, which is obviously, what they build in their PlayStations, and PSVR and things like that. You can't deny them that. PlayStation itself came about through the integration of technology or creativity and technology, and for many years, Microsoft has been a key business partner for us. Though, of course, the two companies have also been competing in some areas. I believe that our joint development of future cloud solutions will contribute greatly to the advancement of interactive content. Additionally, I hope that in areas of semiconductors and AI, leveraging each company's cutting-edge technology in a mutually complementary way will lead to the creation of a new value for society. Satya Nadella, of course, a little less. Sony's always been a leader in entertainment and technology, blah, blah, blah. Our partnership brings the power of Azure to Sony to deliver new gaming and entertainment experiences for customers. So here's what I think is happening. I don't think that this means that Sony and Microsoft are no longer going to compete for the console space, and I don't believe that that this means that you're going to get Sony games on the Xbox and Xbox games on the PlayStation and so on. I think that what this means is Sony needs Microsoft's cloud technology and Azure technology in order to really make their game streaming work if they want to get into game streaming. So, PlayStation Now has been pretty good, but I think they've seen two things. See you later, Siberia. Family first, man. I understand that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think that the advent of Sony using Azure for their delivery and game streaming is where Microsoft's going with xCloud. So why not? They both do have a common competitor here. If we're being honest, Google's hit the scene.
Yeah, I mean, big one for streaming as well as cloud. Same thing with Amazon. AWS. It's also big competitor. So I mean, pick your poison. It's
Yeah.
like, where do they think they align the best? And,
Exactly. I mean, if you think about it, if you look at the global numbers, Azure is number one, and Amazon is number two, and it's not like this. They are right there with each other.
Right.
So, this is Sony using Microsoft's Azure for whatever they might want to do with PlayStation Now, and bringing that over into a more stable platform can only help them. They know Microsoft's bringing streaming. I don't think that, again, that this. I don't think this means that they're joining forces for overall gaming. I think this is Sony needs a platform. Mm-hmm. Microsoft got the platform.
Yeah.
Why not just use Microsoft's platform? And Microsoft gets money.
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft is going to get money from Sony for Sony's gaming. Microsoft wins.
Even if Microsoft stops making Xboxes and stuff, it's still making a ton of money.
Exactly. And Sony...
Well, they kind of been doing that a little bit all over. Like sharing Office over on the iOS. You got Havoc. They have other services that, they have a little bit here and there. So, and they've been saying in the past, hey, we welcome anybody that wants to use our Azure cloud services, and why not? Sony needs it as business.
Yeah.
So, we're, it's not like we're still gonna, Xbox is still in the business of gaming. They want people to play on Xbox.
Right.
And Sony's still doing PlayStation. That's not changing,
No.
But it's nice to see that there's some collaboration there.
Yeah. And Sony wins. Sony wins because they get a better platform.
Right.
They both
get a better platform,
and they'll have to spend less. Yeah, and they have to spend less money than if they would have had to roll it out themselves.
Yeah.
Which they've been trying to do for years.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the days when they started out with Rackspace. And then they bought Gaykey, and Gaykey became their streaming platform for PlayStation Now. And, this really is a win-win for both of them. I mean, there's no downside for either company at this point.
Oh.
And you think Nintendo's also doing the same thing?
I think there's still something bigger going on with Nintendo and Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can see Nintendo also, saying, hey, we want to use Azure Cloud and all that for, when they want to do any streaming and so on later on. And you imagine that if all three of them are using the Azure Cloud services, that cross-play, cross-progression would be nice. Be smooth transition.
You're right. Yeah, that makes it even easier. And mobile. We talked last week about Gameloft. They're using Xbox Live, or going to be using Xbox Live, the actual Xbox Live services. So this is already kind of getting out there.
I think Nintendo is going to do the same thing. Having their service run on top of Xbox Live. It's still,
Yep.
It will look like Nintendo, but,
But you'll be able to see your friends list and...
Yeah, I can see that. And achievements and all that stuff.
Right.
Who knows?
I didn't read anything in here either that said that PlayStation was going to adopt Xbox Live.
No.
And it doesn't have to.
No.
Right.
It doesn't have to. But, could this open the door for future things? Absolutely. This is something that, if this partnership goes well, could lead to something else. Maybe it does lead to some cross streaming things and stuff like that. And then then you're just picking your hardware of choice.
Right.
But for right now, to me, this, and I'm sure we're going to hear more at E3. I mean, I can't imagine that. Wouldn't that be the cats? You know, first Reggie comes out on stage, you know, and then Sean Layden comes out on stage.
Sean Layden's going to come out on the E3 Xbox stage.
Yeah, with a Phil Spencer shirt on or something. No, I mean, you know, it's I think that what this is for the moment is simply, look, the minute Satya Nadella took over Microsoft, his goal was to globalize. He understood more than anybody that, you know, the folks that had run Microsoft, at the, you know, whether it was Bill Gates or Steve Ballmer, you know, these guys were U.S. centric. Satya Nadella is not, and with that, also he was not. Everything was not Microsoft or bust as far as where he wanted to put his you know, his software and his data. He wants everybody to be able to use Microsoft products on whatever device they want. He understood that if you put Office on a Mac and it works, people are going to buy it. And people are going to spend that money. And if you're you know, being able to use Office 365 on your iPhone with the with the Microsoft Office apps,
yeah, or your tablet,
that's money. That's why that's why they became number one, because they spread themselves out. They became VHS, basically. They spread themselves out to everybody and let everybody else carry their product. You know, and with this now expands their footprint into providing services to Sony. And so no matter what Sony does, it's going to benefit Microsoft monetarily.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win for both companies. I mean, it really is. You know, where it goes from here is what all the speculation online is. You know, I think people need to pump the brakes on the end of the console wars. You know, I think they need to pump the brakes on, we're getting one piece of hardware now and all games will run on it. That's not happening.
No. Microsoft. Yeah. No. I mean, they brought Xbox into the big table,
right?
Microsoft. So you know, that's important to them. You know, like I said, they're still competing, but at the same time, there can still be that collaboration. So
yeah. And that's why I think you know, for whatever Nintendo is doing, Peter, whether it's just Xbox Live or if it's anything bigger than that, Microsoft's going to take that in a heartbeat. And, you know, they're already collaborating with Nintendo on crossplay.
Yeah.
That's, you know, that's
you got Cuphead on the Switch.
Right. Which everybody knows Microsoft asked Studio MHR to do. So, you know, Phil's out there working the lines, and Satya Nadella's now out there working the lines, and this can't be anything but good. And Microsoft, you know, what's really funny too that people don't understand is that it also makes Microsoft's name so much bigger. This is the globalization that Microsoft's always wanted to have and couldn't figure out how to do. You know, they have to somehow. You know, wouldn't it be funny if somehow the Azure logo has to be put into credits on games? You know, I mean, it's crazy. But
well, you already have Havoc, you know, on some games too.
Yep. I mean, this is also where you know, gaming has gone. You know, playing everywhere. Mobile has really opened it up for that. You know, I just don't want people to read into it more than I think it is at the moment.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it sounds more on the service side. The Azure cloud, and also you saw, Microsoft is interested in the semiconductor and AI with Sony. So
could also be
that'd
like
interesting.
HoloLens related.
yes,
Yeah.
about
I mean, they'd be interested in what they can kind of collaborate on and come up with.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen this with Microsoft has done this with Samsung. They've done this with other companies. So
yeah. I mean, look, when the difference, and I've heard it. It's not just been me; it's been PlayStation folks. The difference between, Xbox and PlayStation download speeds. I've heard those complaints.
Mm-hmm.
Sony's heard those complaints. So
Yeah.
this is an area that can lift up Sony. And all of a sudden they're using.
Yeah.
They're and Microsoft gets access to Sony's image sensor. So, like you said, Peter, like for HoloLens and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Connect version 3. It's coming. It's coming.
Yes, bring it.
Connect version 3. So.
iToy Connect.
Yeah. So what happened too is
Are we getting a PSVR on the Xbox?
Yeah. PS5 is getting a Connect, and then next Xbox getting a PS5.
Well, but think about it too.
Yeah.
That could be Microsoft's way of trying to figure out how to get into VR or get back into AR on the console level, where they really wanted to get away from, because they really wanted to focus HoloLens on the enterprise level. And I think they have to have seen as well that Sony is doing pretty good with VR. So this gives them, a possible way in. So, but again, I just, I wanted to just make sure that we people understood this is not this is not Sony and Microsoft coming together to make a new console, or one of the two of them to exit the that's not happening. We're getting a new Xbox, I'm sure, next 2 years. We're getting a new PlayStation within the next 2 years. Microsoft's going to talk about it at E3, I'm pretty sure. So we're, everybody kind of calm down. Yeah. But this is exciting stuff, in the realm of the cloud streaming world, because let's face it, boys, that's where it's going. That's where it's going.
Yeah, I mean, especially if Sony is that serious enough to deal with Microsoft and use Azure cloud services for their streaming. Mm-hmm. And they, they both recognize that Google's coming in big time on the, what do they call it? Theirs?
Stadia. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So, if Microsoft and Sony don't have their streaming service up to par, Google can make some damage.
Can definitely disrupt the market.
Because Google's on there, you got Android phones.
Mm-hmm.
You can have Stadia everywhere. They show that.
Yeah.
So it's not a joke.
It's not.
Yeah.
And Microsoft is forward thinking on this. It's they're yes, they want the Xbox to be their primary platform, but they're thinking beyond the Xbox. Mm-hmm. They're thinking about how they can be, the real name, here. Not necessarily, for bragging rights or anything like that. They are for better for them anyway. They want to be the platform for everybody to do their gaming through. on the cloud side.
Yeah.
So, they'll still have Project X Cloud. Sony's still going to have PlayStation Now and whatever that becomes. And I'm still hoping that subscription becomes affordable enough and they start putting enough PS4 games in there that I can go ahead and subscribe to it.
Yeah.
But this is very aggressive news on Microsoft's end, and like I said, I think it's a win-win for both companies as they try to navigate their way through the cloud area. And Chris, as you're pointing out correctly, they're gonna have to take on Stadia. They've got to.
Yeah.
They don't have a choice.
Gaming is already moving into that next phase. When we went from offline gaming, we went into online gaming. The PS2 had an adapter. So Sony tried to adapt back then. Xbox had already kind of built it into the OG Xbox, and then when they came out with the 360, they were ahead of the game. They got ahead of Sony on that. And now here we are. Xbox is kind of jumping ahead too on the streaming. And here's Stadia, and Sony's like, I'm gonna have to team up with Microsoft and get some of that Azure, cloudness.
Yeah.
And and then Nintendo's Nintendo. They'll be fine. They can sit there and be hey, we got a Switch.
Yeah.
We're not streaming our games everywhere because, Mario and Zelda and the Pokemon, those will live on forever.
Yep.
You have a huge crowd out there.
Yep.
But when you look at the next phase of gaming, our kids they're touchscreen gamers more so than controllers. So, and how are you going to reach those kids, those gamers, when they said there's a potential 2 billion people out there? That's a lot more gamers out there potential than just on the console or PC. So this is where cloud server gaming is coming.
Yeah.
It has to.
I will say this. I am ever so curious, just a little bit in the back of my mind, who called who first? Who picked up the phone?
I think those guys talk all the time. They have, I'm pretty sure they have dinners together on that.
Yeah, I'd have to think so.
And it's because we always we always think about console wars and other stuff, where a lot of people do, but it's
I'm sure in the background, somewhere in Phil Spencer's party, is some dude whose gamer tag is well hidden, and it's Sean Layden, and they're playing Halo, and then Phil's hiding out somewhere on the PS4 playing with Sean. And no, I think that, and if you go back to what their original the two guys said, there are places where Microsoft and Sony work together. There certainly are. Again, Kenichiro Yoshida said, for many years, Microsoft has been a key business partner for us, though, of course, the two companies have also been competing in some areas. So you're right. Yeah. They work with each other in other areas. They do, they do partner in some things. I get that. I'm just, I guess I'm in the facetiousness. I'm just thinking, from that perspective of, who came over to the other guy? Who's at dinner and said and said, yeah, another glass of wine. So Satya, I had a question for you.
Yeah.
I have an idea. I just want to run by.
No. I think it's written on a napkin, and it's like they're both drinking a beer or whatever, they're scotch or whatever. And
he writes it. I'm gonna
slide it over.
I'm gonna put something on here, and I'm gonna just slide that over there. You tell me what you think. Yeah. And Satya writes a number on the napkin and slides it back.
I mean, honestly, I think Satya is the one that reached out.
You think?
Because that's the type of person that a leader he has been. He has been, say, I want to reach out to everybody. I want my services, to be on as many devices and, all around the world. I mean, they just opened up a center in Africa.
Mm-hmm. Which I think is a huge market,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And for gaming, it's so that might be another, reason why. And they might be, going to streaming and stuff. So it's like, how can you get that market, and how do you keep it away from Google? Lock up that market. And it's like work together.
Absolutely,
that's huge.
They do have a common competitor now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
like Anchorman's tweet,
right?
Jon Snow and Daenerys had to come together to take out the Night King. So, hey.
Now that was actually a pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
I had to give him that one. That was.
Anchor can be clever once in a while.
Yes. So.
Just don't tell him that.
Yeah, you had Tony Stark and Steve Rogers and whoever the Dragon Ball Z guys are. I don't know. So, but I mean, look, this again could, this could ratchet up to something else. I don't necessarily know that I see that. And again, if you're looking on Twitter, and I'm looking at it now, and I just think people have the wrong idea. I really think that people are looking at this and, like somebody is, I can't wait to play The Last of Us 2 on xCloud. That's not what this is. No. You're not going to be able to play Sony games on an Xbox. You're not going to be able to play Microsoft games on a PlayStation. That's not what this is. I'm just saying. So, those people aren't listening to our shows, so they don't understand.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if it's not TMZ, then it's not gaming to them.
Yes. Well, and that's what we do. It's not what we do. We do, we're here for the boring realism. So, yeah, I know, Doom, you're right in there. Doom's loving this.
Oh, Doom takes care of he takes care of the trolls and Twitter.
So, all right, I think we've covered this as well as we could, gents. When there's more information, and there might be before E3, we'll see. But if there is, we'll bring it out to you. So, all right, I've looked, and I'm gonna look again. I still don't think I can get your Rage 2 video is. Oh wait, it's up. It's up. All right, I'm gonna try to download it while we talk about the next thing. I can't guarantee I'll get it in time. We'll see, but I'm gonna try. Darn it, because we do want your thoughts. So, give me a moment here, guys. Talk amongst yourselves. What is today's date? Today is the 16th. So
it is.
Which by the way, the next couple of weeks are going to be fun. So what we're planning on, for those who don't know, is next Thursday will be a regular old show. We'll figure out what's going on. Our pre-long Memorial Day weekend show, which hopefully Chris will have some time off. And then on the 6th of June, 2 days before everything starts kicking off in lovely LA, we're gonna have a great pre-E3 show. And this is, me, I love these. I love doing these shows that where we can talk and we can reminisce and show some pictures and things. And a couple years ago, I was Tony Polanco and I on this show, kind of just kicked back and talked E3 and memories and stuff like that. And this year is going to be fantastic. We're gonna have two very excellent guests with us. One, of course, is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Worrywart, who I've been trying to get back on this show for the last 3 years. So it will be nice to have him back for a night. He wants to come and talk with us, so hopefully he'll be available. It's all going to depend on his work schedule, but he was very interested in. And we're going to be joined by former Next Level Gaming Nintendo writer, editor extraordinaire Sean Foster, who is, as I've said a few times now, him and I have walked a lot of E3 miles, and I still have some incriminating pictures of him with booth babes that I might be inclined to show off, if we don't get picketed. But it's going to be an unbelievably great show. Right before E3, we'll talk about what we're expecting out of the various conferences, and we'll let you give you guys some great stories.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, me
too.
Mean,
because I remember watching you and Sean back in the day. That's a while back.
Yeah, and you know what, Sean? Look, we got back in touch with each other. He reached out to me a few weeks ago, and we had some great conversation, and we started reminiscing about the good old days, and that's made me very happy to have my friend of over 30 years back. I've known him a long time. The man's eaten at my house. He's known my parents. He's like I said, we did a lot of gaming together, and it's just good to have him back. So he's going to be here as a special guest to help us kick off E3. It's going to be awesome. And then of course,
nice.
Of course, we are live streaming the E3. I just about said Sega. Holy shit! The E3 Microsoft press conference. We will be live streaming that as we have done the last few years. I've got the Elgato ready to go. It's going to be a fantastic full. We're not doing the thing. If you've never seen it before, we're not doing the thing where you just where we're just talking while you guys are all watching it. You're going to be able to watch the show right there in the middle of the screen. We'll make it a little bigger so you get a good sized screen. We'll make our pictures a little smaller, and you guys can chat along with us while we live react to everything going on. And then we'll see. Last year we came back for the Bethesda conference, since it was right after that. We might do that again. And unfortunately everything else is throughout the day on Monday, so can't really live react to UbiSoft and stuff, but we'll talk about that the following Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we have, let's drop something. We have a fantastic action-packed E3 lineup for everybody. So, we just want you to come and have fun with us. So we'll make sure you guys know what's going on. All right, I got your rage footage, man. You want?
Cool.
Let me give this a try. Now, again, for whatever reason, sometimes this stuff does not come across very well, but we're going to try this. Let's see. Rage 2. And here we go. So, I think we're all right. I'll give it a little bit of volume here. Not much, because I don't want to overshadow.
Yeah, because I know some of the people I think in chat worried about spoilers. I mean, it is the beginning of the game. It's not really much. It's not really, it's just a quick intro, get you going,
Okay.
So.
All right, so there you go, folks. There's no spoilers. You don't have to worry. This is a spoiler-free video, just for you. So, but tell us about your experience with it so far. Let's get into some action here.
Well, I mean, it's right away. You do get put into action right away.
That's what I've heard.
It's one of the first things you pick. As soon as you pick your character, you get a choice of a weapon, and of course, you get introduced to a couple of characters, and right away, one of the main characters, I think her name is Lily. And you just you head out and you start shooting the bad guys, the mutants. What were they calling them? But there's a faction out there. I guess a couple. So you do see a few mutated creatures out there, and there's going to be later on. There'll be a huge beast. I guess it does play a little bit like Doom. It's pretty quick. Being on foot is pretty quick. Being on the vehicle, the vehicles are. I haven't tried them all, but the vehicles. It's of course this is Avalanche Studios that made Mad Max.
Mm-hmm.
So the driving is definitely Mad Max.
Okay.
So and I enjoyed the driving and the vehicles have weapons. So if you pick different vehicles.
Crawl.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you have that. So you have that, and you can choose between different grenades and others, so on. So later on, you do get abilities. So I think my first ability was it's kind of like a quick dash. You can you tap the when you're moving around, you tap the top left button, and you can dash to the left or right, or so on.
Okay.
So you got that, and you'll get other powers. It's a lot going on. It's a lot, it's very colorful.
Yeah, it is. It's a looker, this game.
Yeah, it's a post-apocalyptic. So it's Mad Max, Mad Max, and I guess you could say New Dawn combo, or Borderlands and Mad Max came together.
Had a baby of awesome.
Yes, so a little bit, not that cel shaded from Borderlands, which I love that art style.
Look at the fire. I mean,
yeah, no, the music is great too, because it had that great music, just kick-ass music. I don't know about that music.
Hang on 1 second, guys. Go ahead and keep talking.
Yeah. No, but I mean, it right away you jump into action and you're having fun right away. I know there was an article that came out and someone said, well, they threw you into action right away and it seemed like it was too much. But I didn't feel that way. I don't avoid bullets, Reaper. I run into it. I may have died a couple times. I'm not afraid of bullets. But the driving in here is fun. It's definitely, the vehicles do feel a little heavy, but they have good control. And you have boost also. So even though you might seem like you're slow, but once you hit that boost, it's nice.
I will be flying.
Yes. I think the first vehicle I have, it had
Stinger, you mute.
Yeah, we're
guys, you're gonna have to talk for a few minutes. Sorry, I'll be back.
Yeah, we're good.
That's fine.
We got live IT live.
Mute your mic, Mike.
Yeah, like Jeff said, it's not all brown. Mad Max wasn't as colorful as this. I don't think there was much color in Mad Max. It was all doom and gloom. But there's jumps in here too that you can take. You can take some nice jumps. I think Jeff showed a jump and he damaged his vehicle. What else? I found as soon as I got out into the open world, you find different camps. I found some construction yard, and so I went inside this tunnel. And once you go inside, once you find some of these camps, kind of it gives you a mission there, where you have to eliminate all the enemies. And so I went through this underground camp, and then I came into a huge, kind of like a huge ogre type guy. And I died the first time I came across him, but while we were talking here in the podcast, I took care of him. So that was fun. But I've just been driving around. I don't know. The map is huge. I haven't even looked. Let's see. Yeah, that map is huge. It is huge. It looks like the size, and almost a little bit big, but the size of GTA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's how, when you go to the map. And you just come across, you come across different things. You come across guys fighting, the different factions fighting out in the roads. Mm-hmm. They're fighting each other, and then you can just, sit there and shoot them. The first time I saw that, I saw two people fighting each other, and at first I thought, well, I see one of the bad guys fighting maybe one of my, because you do have your faction, your military group, or whatever it is. So at first I thought, okay, I need to go help my buddy out over there. And so I get out and I take care of one guy, and then that guy starts shooting at me. It's like, hey. So you see them fighting each other, and then you can come in and kind of take care of both of them. Just earlier I found another camp, and I raided that. And so as soon as you get there, it tells you, eliminate the enemies. And once you do that, you get these loot boxes. Well, not so much loot boxes. I mean, you get stuff in there. You get money, and you get some other stuff that kind of gets you some kind of boost or energy.
Okay.
Jeff probably knows. I haven't really got into what everything. You got nanotrites. That's kind of what gives you your powers. You got different. You got shatter, gravity jump. You got rush, vortex, focus. Focus. It's kind of like a X-ray type deal to see what's on the other side of the wall. Overdrive is kind of like a super powered state. That's what it says. Regenerates health. So when you kill enemies, you charge up. You got slam and dash. Dash is what I have now. So you have to unlock points, and once you unlock points, you can buy some of this stuff.
I don't know if Prowley's lost it or if it's really true.
I came across it was weird. It looked like a ice cream truck somewhat, and I was like, what is that? It looked funny. So I went up to it, and it was a vendor. So you got a vendor driving around. You can go up to it. You can buy some equipment and stuff. That one disc that Mike saw me, he thought it was coral. It looks like coral. Remember the blade, the tri-blade that you can throw?
Right.
And this one they call it a wing stick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
But no, it's a fun game. I know Coop you don't have it. So yeah, I mean, you're not gonna get it now. I definitely recommend getting it later on when it's on sale. Put it in your backlog, because that's what we all do.
Yeah. Definitely pick it up a little later when it's on a digital sale. Or Game Pass.
Yeah, you never know. I still want to play Metro Exodus. I'm hoping that goes to Game Pass next month. I'm hoping they announce. Yeah, I can imagine that E3, you know, they're selling Game Pass, right? Game Pass is big. I would imagine they're gonna have something nice. Maybe New Dawn will probably be in there. You know, you're already seeing that on sale, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure of Metro Exodus. Metro Exodus might, because I saw them talking about a couple DLC that's going to come out. So,
Yeah, it might be smart. People buy it, then you know,
yeah,
get the game for free, buy the DLC.
Yep. Game Pass, we just saw about 17 games coming out on Game Pass.
Yeah.
And I saw some people crying about it, like, but those games have been in there long enough. So if there's a couple of games you wanted to play, you really wanted to play, you should have had plenty of time to beat it.
True.
Right. And if you have it downloaded, doesn't it stay on your hard drive until you delete it, uninstall it?
Yeah, but I think the license expires though.
Let's see. So you can't play it until maybe it goes back in Game Pass or you buy it.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
Yeah.
I never really believed the stories. That the authority would return. Well, they did. And we
So what's the next game you are looking at getting?
the Rangers. They kept their files. The law.
Well, definitely the new Ghost Recon. But that will be October though.
Yeah, that's October.
Only Rangers can go in there.
Anything in between? I don't know. Not anything that I.
Well, Borderlands 3 is coming out September.
Yeah, I never finished or never I played. I don't know which version it was. At one point, it was like free to play for a week.
Mm-hmm.
So I played some of it. But prior to that, I've never played it. It was fun. It's just, there's so much to play though.
It is. Yeah, it is.
I still have so many games. It's like that I barely played. Or
I
not
played
even.
the first one. I played the first one on PS3. I had a friend at work that had it, and we got together a couple times.
Oh, okay.
And I really enjoyed the first one. Second one, I played it for a little bit, but I didn't really play it all the way through. But the third one looks like it's going to be fun. And, like playing Rage 2 reminds me of playing Borderlands.
Oh, okay.
It's got that same feel. You got crazy enemies. They're just... and then I saw a deal that maybe kind of a leak. You see the leak on the Gears 5 where they showed the cover art, and allegedly it's coming out in September. Which, it's not a far-fetched.
No, not at all. Why are people so up in arms over that cover? I don't understand.
Because they feel like it's not a traditional Gears of War cover. You look at some of the Gears of War covers in the past, like they've had a nice background where it looks like they're at, got a battlefield, a war going on background. It's
or is it because it has a girl
kind of subtle
in the front?
I'm sure it's for some people. Yeah. Yeah, Ghost Recon, that one looks good. It has John Berthenol, the guy that played he played Shane in Walking Dead. He played Punisher.
Oh yeah, right.
New Netflix series. Yeah, that dude's great. So I don't know if his character in the Ghost Recon, if he's a bad guy, maybe he's the main guy that you have to kind of take out.
Right.
So I'm not sure. So that'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my apologies, boys.
Oh, sir. Good.
My full-time job does not stop either, and there's a one of our clients might have a security risk that I needed to get involved with. So, which I can kind of work on while we're talking.
Yeah.
So, but this look, I mean, I'm still watching this footage, and I mean, to me, I mean, game looks great, and if it's so, does it look like it is open world, or does it look like it's linear?
It's an open world, but you do have camps where the camps kind of become linear. Like you have to go in and kind of raid a camp. There was 2 of them. I went into like a tunnel, construction tunnel underground, and I had to take out the enemies that are there, and then you get rewarded.
Okay.
So the first underground tunnel that I came across, when I got to the end, it was a huge ogre, or whatever mutated beast, and I died the first time, but then I started playing whenever we were just jumping in, and I took out the big guy, and then I have a vehicle, and I talked about the vehicle, and it is a lot. It's just like driving in Mad Max, and I haven't got too much in the vehicles. I'm pretty sure, and Jeff probably knows, you can upgrade the vehicles. Also, there are different vehicles that are they're laying around all around the world. So it is a huge map, and right now I was playing it. I looked at the map. It looks just as big or bigger than GTA 5. So that's how huge it is. You're just driving around, and you just come across. You got enemies out there, different factions, fighting each other. Of course, you can take them out, and you come across camps. You just, surprise camps, and you jump in there, and it tells you to take everybody out in there, and then you get rewarded. So, I haven't come across any other weapons yet. Some grenades. I still have the same. I have a pistol, and I have the assault rifle that I have. But other than that, I haven't come across anything else yet. You do have abilities like nano traits or whatever they call it. So that gives you different abilities throughout the game. So that's kind of like what you're doing. You're going out there looking for nanotrites and stuff that kind of help you get more powerful. So yeah, it's a fun game, and definitely there's an end game. It's a single player, so I think it's worth it. It's up there. It's like playing Borderlands. I was telling Peter, it's like playing Borderlands. That's type of feel. Crazy enemies. I think Mike left.
No, I'm still here. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I thought maybe he had to jump out. But definitely, yeah, no, great game. I think it's worth picking up, but definitely I know there's other people. We all got games where we're still playing Division 2 and so on. So, wait a little bit. Probably be on sale by the time E3. They have a little E3 sale.
Probably. All right.
Yeah, I did collect some auto parts. I did see some of that. And then like Project Jeff, the Arc. The Arc is where you go to get upgraded when you get the different abilities. You can, but you gotta get points, and then you can, just like any other skill tree type deal.
Music sounds pretty good in this.
So definitely, this is another game for me to play. And then I still got to get in Division 2, so I can get to level 30 and 400 and something also. I still got to play some Sea of Thieves and finish up those missions, those new missions.
I think I had to go past the first one.
I played a little bit of that last weekend and I played a little bit of Jedi Academy, the old school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to beat that, and I played a little bit of Anthem. I think there's a new Stronghold, but I haven't gone. I didn't look for it. I think I can't remember. You remember if there's another Stronghold, Peter?
I believe there is. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to at least try that. Check that out. But I mean, that's about it for now. Me and Peter were talking about, what else is he looking forward to? We were talking about Ghost Recon because remember they showed that.
Yep.
And we saw John Berthenol as a main character in that. So I'm not sure if he's the bad guy or not, the protagonist. So I'm curious to see more of that at E3.
Agreed.
And maybe speaking of, we're talking about Division, we're talking about the new Ghost Recon. Maybe we can kind of jump into UbiSoft.
Yes, let's do that. Let us do that.
And then like Peter's playing New Dawn, which is Ubisoft.
Yeah.
So, just kind of give this the little once over. So I'm not going to go into the whole thing because, obviously, doing numbers bore people. So I'm not going to go into the entire set of numerics that these guys did. But what I am going to do is kind of go over a couple of things that that Ubisoft did say, some of the things that they have that were very interesting numbers that did come out from them that have nothing to do necessarily with revenue. So yesterday was their fiscal year 19 report, and they did have some ups, some downs. So they did say off the bat that that the Division 2 did not meet their expectations on either the Xbox or the PlayStation platform. So they cited competition in the market. I'm not sure what competition they were really talking about.
It came out a couple weeks after Anthem. You have Metro Exodus. You had New Dawn.
Yeah, but are those really?
Month earlier.
Are those really?
No, but I mean that was a lot of games that came out.
That's true.
In a short period of time, and people had to kind of pick and choose.
That's very true. That's
very
true.
So,
from a game standpoint, not from necessarily from a loot shooter standpoint.
Yeah, I mean it's like remember at E3 it's like Crackdown. 3 they showed it and said, yeah, coming out in February 19th or whatever. And then all of a sudden, everybody else was coming out in February,
Right.
And then, everybody kind of pushed out of that, So, I don't know. I guess it doesn't surprise me that it didn't meet their expectation. They did spend a lot of money on marketing. I saw the marketing. Every time I was eating lunch at work in the cafeteria, I saw it on TV being shown. I saw a lot of Anthem marketing being shown, and both of those games were tied with the Xbox. You saw, both of those games that said "Play on Xbox,"
and none of them are performing well.
I don't. Yeah, well, Anthem still sold well. Maybe that's being their new IP. Division, Ubisoft, they have numbers on how well maybe the first Division did. So, I'm sure they expected Division 2 to do better.
Yeah, maybe.
Perhaps. But and there's no reason for it not to. It was, it's a solid, super solid game. That's what's surprising about this is it's really good. It expands very well on the original. To me, it is from a multiplayer standpoint, far and away better than the first one. Just in terms of being able to keep up with you guys.
Yeah.
So, I guess I'm wondering what what the holdup for people was.
I mean, maybe they set the expectations too high.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And maybe people are just kind of burnt out a little bit on looter shooters. You still have people playing Division 2. You still have people playing, like I said, a couple of weeks before that, they were playing Anthem. And then here comes Division 2. It's like, even though Anthem had a lot of issues, there's still a lot of people playing it. And I kept playing Anthem because I wanted to get to level 30. And I had a couple of guys that were still playing it, and they didn't pick up Division 2 at the time. I didn't pick up Division 2 right away. So, yeah, I think it was a little too close to Anthem.
Okay. Well, for whatever it's worth, I think it's, I think it's a great game. I need to play it more. But from what I've played with you guys, it's been a great time. It's been a much better time for me than Division 1, where if I was that far behind, there really wasn't anything I could do to catch up. But that just wasn't the case here. And that is a good thing. To me, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So, I do need to get farther, along so I can get into the raids with you. But, if I played for a couple of days, I'm betting in a couple of days if I played with you guys are up there already, I would continue to get that far.
Probably.
So, all right. So these are the couple of things that I really took away from. What they showed. So first off, the upper left corner, 45 million players. They're starting to look at MAUs. How many people are playing, and 45 million players playing Rainbow Six Siege. It's a 40% increase. Look, we personally know about Rainbow Six Siege. Rainbow Six Siege, every time we talk about MPD numbers in the US, Rainbow Six Siege is there. So, we're well aware. What is interesting is, and this is not a surprise, but esports hours watched, 31% increase from previous year. Esports on this stuff is still growing, so I expect that. But Rainbow Six Siege has been one of their most successful games, just overall, and it's well deserved. It's a good game.
Yeah.
So, best Far Cry 5 has been the best-selling UbiSoft game on current gen. That's not a surprise, I think.
How many Far Cry's did we? I played Far Cry 5. Was there one before that came out this gen? Besides New Dawn?
This gen, what's it called? The Primal?
Was Primal this gen?
Wasn't it? Yeah, I think so.
Was 4 just gen? Or was 4 on the Xbox 360?
4
I think
was right.
4 was 4 both? I think 4 was this gen as well.
Yeah, I think it was one of those.
I think 4 was this in.
Yeah, it was. Windows, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. So it was one of the cross-platform.
Yeah.
So Assassin's Creed Odyssey, better sales, better numbers than Origins. So I mean they're getting better with their games. Now they did have a little bit on Division 2, but they did say that they were not as pleased with that. Getting over here, here's the reason I brought this up. So their PC sales up 79% revenue-wise. Uplay sales are up 150%. That's what happens when you sort of start forcing people to use your platform.
Yeah, that is true.
But mobile is up 73%. 8% of their total revenue is mobile. That's why Microsoft's making a push towards Xbox Live being on mobile. That's just So, they believe that in the next 10 years there's going to be 5 billion gamers. Hey, J Street. How you doing, brother? They think
J Street, what's up?
So they think there's going to be 5 billion gamers in that time. And they want a piece of that pie.
Yeah.
So, let's see.
Dude, right now I'm playing Rage 2 and just the combat, the vehicle combat. I just saw a convoy just, driving and then fighting each other and it's awesome.
All right.
I just had.
All right.
Oh, my other brother, he's watching us. He's not in the chat. He goes, "Don't y'all play games?" I said, "No, we don't have time to play games. We're talking about games.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's time to play." My other brother did bring up. He's big on Rainbow Six Siege, so he's been playing it since it came out.
All right. Streaming. Another big. We talk about streaming now. We're talking about. Ubisoft understands this market too. They know what's happening. They know what's coming. And cloud gaming. Developers will access unlimited machine power in the cloud. Where have we heard this before, gentlemen?
I don't know.
It's funny when you hear someone else say it. I'm just saying. But look at this. Seamless multi-screen gaming to leverage mobile global reach. This is where everybody knows where gaming is going. Nobody is surprised by this. Everybody knows where gaming is going. So this is why I brought this particular slide into the mix here, because everybody knows that gaming is going to the cloud and it's going streaming, and it wants you to play, from your laptop to your console to your tablet to your PC, and they're going to utilize the cloud to do it. So, that's why I brought that slide in. And then finally, this is the one that most intriguing. Strong growth with 4 new AAA titles. So we have Ghost Recon that they've already talked about. And then we've got 3 unannounced titles for fiscal Q4. Now, if you remember, was it yesterday, Pete, or was it Tuesday that a guy from
the
crew? Yeah, who said?
Oh yeah,
who said I'm working on Splinter Cell, everyone. And everybody said, "Oh, he's joking." Well, what if one of those 3 unannounced titles, which we're going to find out at E3, I'm assuming, what if one of those is Splinter Cell?
Yeah, one of the titles will be it's like Plants vs Zombies, right? The other one is Need for Speed.
That's EA.
Oh, snappers! You're right.
Right.
Well, yeah, like we already know Ghost Recon.
Right.
And like you said, you mentioned they already hinted Splinter Cell, which we've been, hearing about, that's coming. I guess we're not counting Skull Bones because that got delayed. right?
Right.
So
That's now delayed till next year.
So that's 2. So now we need 2 more. Now we know Beyond Good and Evil. That's been talked about the last couple years. We saw a little bit last year. I expect to see some more gameplay to C3. So I'm not sure how far that, definitely that one did seem like it was more of a next gen title because it seemed like it's going to be a huge one.
It could be. I mean, is that something that it's definitely something they can announce.
And then plus we didn't get an Assassin's Creed game this year. So I've heard they were going to take a break, and so I could see another Assassin's Creed next year. I'm trying to remember did y'all remember where you heard it was going to be at? I'm trying to remember.
I did not. That doesn't mean it doesn't mean anything. It just.
I know people have been wanting to see it in Japan, but I didn't. That's not what I saw.
That would be neat. Kind of a feudal Japan kind of game.
Yeah.
I would love it. So I certainly would love a. I know everybody likes Sekiro, and I haven't played Sekiro yet, so I'm not saying I don't anything about it. But I personally, I think that having a samurai style game that's not quite Sekiro, that's more along the lines of an Assassin's Creed or a game like a Ninja Gaiden meets Assassin's Creed kind of game would be highly intriguing to me.
Mm-hmm.
I could go for that. I could definitely go for that.
Man, I can't remember exactly what it was that I read, and it sounded cool. I was like, yeah, that could go for that.
Yeah, most definitely. So I don't know. My guess is we're gonna find out more at E3. That's.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
That's what I think.
It's gonna be interesting.
So the big question is, because I did not see yet, is Aisha Taylor going to host it again? So.
And real quick too on Ubisoft, like they have been my top publisher studio bringing out games this gen.
Definitely.
I really enjoyed when even last gen when what's the one where the guy can go around hacking? Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs.
Oh yeah.
But
I didn't like 2 as much though.
I bought 2, never played it.
I bought 2 and I did finish. I enjoyed it, but it was
too
easy. The story was okay, but it was too easy because I used the cops and the gang members to do all my work for me. But real quick on Ubisoft, like last gen, there towards the end, they were really slacking. Their quality was, we saw, when they showed off Watch Dogs at E3, but then when it was coming out, it wasn't the same. It didn't look the same, right? Because they showed it, gameplay on the PC. So, people were upset about that. And then with Unity, Unity had issues. And so they got a lot of flack for that. And the one Assassin's Creed that came out after Unity, it was a better game. It was a good game, but I don't think it did well. So they've really stepped up their game this gen, and they've been coming out with quality games, and they keep supporting them. Like Rainbow Six Siege, For Honor's been doing good. They continue to support the first division was supported, and me and Coop kept going back and checking out the new DLC when they did stuff for that, updates. And I haven't gotten into the Assassin's Creed games. That just, I couldn't find time. Those games, they're big games. But I got more into the Far Cry. Did Far Cry 5. So, and of course Division. and Ghost Recon. Those have been my UbiSoft games this gen.
Yeah, and Jeff's right. That was also one of the cross-gen games. I remember the list of those cross-gen. You know, there was that time when you had Xbox 360 and Xbox One, PS3 and PS4, while you were trying to move your way up to next gen. So I remember those.
What was it that was cross-gen?
What the original Watch Dogs was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah.
I remember playing it on the 360. I don't.
There were a lot of those. The Watch Dogs. I have Watch Dogs for the Xbox One. There were a lot of those that were cross-gen. Because remember Watch Dogs? Because remember that was part of the resolution wars. You know, it was 720p on the Xbox One and 1080p on the PS4 or whatever it was. So, that's kind of what it was that period of time when you were still, when you still were, Microsoft was still selling Xbox 360s.
Well, I didn't jump on the Xbox One until Titanfall, when they had that bundle.
Okay, which wasn't too long.
Yeah, because
too far out.
It wasn't too far. I just didn't, at the time I was like, I want to spend $500. I need a good deal. And when I saw the bundle come out, okay, I can pay $450 and I get a game with it. I was happy with that.
Right.
So.
No, it was an interesting time in our
Mm-hmm.
So
and then Coop in chat, he's been one that's been helping the PC sales for Ubisoft. He's been double dipping, buying them on console, buying Ubisoft games on console and on PC.
Yeah.
It must be nice.
That's why I don't have no money to buy Rage 2.
Right.
This is the issue of being multi-platform.
Right.
Yeah.
That's something that you have to juggle and struggle with. You
do. And that backlog is real, man.
Mm-hmm.
Backlog is real.
Especially when you have it on multiple platforms.
Yeah.
It is hard.
For every additional platform you get, your backlog triples. Not doubles. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like the Switch. I haven't really played much on the Switch. My daughter's been playing it, and so anything she plays, I'll help her out. So I just haven't been able to jump on the Switch lately.
And I haven't. So my youngest is not my youngest. My second youngest, my middle child. He's about to get straight A's for not straight A's, but he's about to get honor roll for his 3 out of 4 quarters, which for for a child that I gotta tell you, man, we talk about how great you can be. So my 9-year-old has high functioning autism. So he is he's got some challenges, but he's not he's high functioning. So he can play the piano. He can. He loves his iPad. He loves maps, and he can draw. And now he's getting into cooking and things like that. So he's really, we moved schools this year because he couldn't. He was on waivers to go to a certain school, and he couldn't go back to that school. So. We had to put him in kind of the school in our district. It turned out to be the best thing for him. And so long story short, because he's got a lot of help around him, he's on par with the other kids in his class and about to hit the honor roll again. So he had one of two wishes. Either a Nintendo Switch or the arcade 1-up Pac-Man machine. So I'm working on.
Nice.
Yeah, we're working on one of those for him, and it might end up being a Switch. We'll see.
Well, you get him the Switch, and then you see those one-up machines go on sale. It's like, well, I might be able to get that for me.
Well,
I've seen them going on sale.
There's other one up machines that I kind of want beyond the Pac-Man. So thanks. Now he is a good kid. He's very smart. He's good. Like I said, there's, we do have our issues that we kind of have to work with him on. But you know what? In the grand overall scheme of things, he's awesome. So anywho,
a quick big shout out to everybody, but Indie Gamer. He's a first time seeing him here, and I've seen him. Seeing him on Twitter, seeing his friend in DM and other chats. Great guy. He's got some awesome videos that he does reviews.
Yes, he does. I
great
love
review.
His name, man.
Great voice. I told him, I go, dude, you got a good review voice. So.
And of course, he's he's good friends with Daz. He's Dazcast too, isn't he? Is it Dazcast or is he? No,
he's been on Dazcast.
But Retro Renegades, I think.
I think he's been on Retro also.
Yeah.
Once.
So, he is Dazcast, right?
Yeah.
So, great guy, and I do like his videos. I love the videos, where he's kind of detailing, the upcoming indie games coming out. And,
it's good.
Yeah, production value on them's fantastic. Yeah. So keep that stuff up, man. And sorry you came so late. We're done. So I don't know if people know really that we go. It's 9:30. That's when we start.
We had about a 30-minute IT issue, sir. So we're good.
You were talking rage, dude. You were talking rage too.
Yeah.
So you got it. You had it covered.
No, we're good. So
yeah, I'm still kind of working on that in the background. I do apologize. So look, this stuff. Some of this stuff is kind of scary these days. The whole city of Baltimore right now is mucked up with ransomware, and we're trying to continue to protect our clients, and that was my security team letting me know that there's an attack going on with one of my clients, and so we're kind of snapping into action and trying to make sure these guys don't get hit with the same thing. So so far so good. Knock on wood, all is well. But
Xbox needs to call you because us gamers are getting hit with these sex bots.
I don't know what the heck's going on with that. I got hit with a bunch of them myself earlier. I'm like, and they're all like, "Hi, how you doing? Are you there?" No, go away.
It's like, what happened? I'm just started playing Rage 2. Is Rage bringing out all the crazy? Yeah,
it must be. So, but anyhow,
now I was getting ready to finish Days Long.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I gave you a shout out earlier, Niall. Man, you have been burning the midnight. Well, not for you, but you've been burning the daytime oil on that, and it has been great to watch. I've tried not to do much spoiler stuff, so but it's been great watching him stream that, and I do appreciate it. And I appreciate everything that that our streaming crew has done. It's been great. So, and tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow night I'm gonna do the Castlevania anniversary. Daz. Speaking of Daz, tomorrow night, and I believe he's doing it here on Twitch. Him and Clowns, they're going at it. Mortal Kombat 10. So, we don't stream the show to YouTube live, Indy, but they do get over there as we archive them. So we try to keep them over so they don't because they cycle out here after 60 days. So in order for them not to cycle out and us to lose these, we move these over to YouTube, within a couple of days. We definitely want people to check us out here on Twitch. Part of the nicety, and I'm going to bring the video back up that the Rage 2 video. Part of the reason we do Twitch, for those of you guys who are new here, is because, as you can see, the video quality that we're able to do here is fantastic. And especially when we get back to, at E3, when we do the Microsoft E3 live stream, what you're going to see up here is actually the conference and us talking about it. And actually, if you go to our YouTube page, you can see last year's conferences that we did when we partnered up with Tick in the Inner Circle and did our live stream, and you can see the quality and how good that is. Yeah, Daz versus Clown should be very good. I think it's going to go on about 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I believe it's going to happen right here on Twitch, on our Twitch page. So, looking forward to that. So, all right, gentlemen, I think I've run out of stuff for tonight. Anybody else got anything?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we had any else in the show topics, right?
No, we did not.
UbiSoft.
No, we did not.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, no, we're good. Now I'm looking forward to so we're gonna have a pre-E3 show that Thursday, right before E3.
Yep.
Is it that Thursday? Okay.
It's that Thursday, and like I said, we're going to have Worrywart if he's available. I know he wants to be. It all depends on his work schedule. And Sean Foster, Next Level Gaming's my old friend, and Next Level Gaming's Nintendo writer and editor from way back in the days when we were a website. And that's going to be a great show. So.
Yeah, looking forward.
All right.
Yeah, this Rage 2 gameplay is looking good.
It really is. I mean, I'm a little bit. I'm surprised there's this for a game that's supposed to be 60 frames per second. I am surprised to see motion blur like this, though.
There was when there was a lot of fire action going on. I did notice that.
Can you turn it off?
I'm not sure.
I would hope so. There's a slide. There's usually sliders for motion control on and off. Usually.
Field of view, motion blur. Yeah, you can turn it off and on.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, apply a blur effect on objects when they are moving.
Yeah, because that.
But it says disabling this may reduce motion sickness. So
disabling it might interesting.
Reduce.
And then it has a color chromatic aberration.
Yeah, that you want.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. So hold on. So if you turn off motion blur, you can reduce motion sickness. So they have it on by default.
Yeah.
We want you to be sick.
It's an artistic,
Yeah, I know. It's a choice. So, but at least you can turn it off. So.
It's like film grain.
Now Jeff tells me.
Yeah.
But everybody in chat, thank you very much. Chat's been awesome from the beginning.
Yeah, man. Chat has been. It always is.
Coog, Doom, my brother, Repor Unlimited, Siberia. Where's Project Jeff?
Yeah, we love
my other brother, my daughter was in earlier.
Yep.
My other brother that's 9 years younger than me, he was listening to us, but I got to show him how to do. I don't think he knows how to do. He probably just clicked on the link, but he didn't know what he was doing. I told him, why don't you go in there and say hi? And he goes, nah, I don't know what I'm doing, but maybe it's a good idea I don't say hi. He's probably drinking, so.
No worries. So,
yes.
Well, we thank everybody, honestly. You guys are, I say it every week, and we mean it every week. you guys are the reason that we're here. You know, don't get me wrong. I love, on a week like this when we don't get a chance to necessarily play together or talk. I look forward to now Thursdays, but even when it was Fridays, when it was Sundays, when it was whatever, I look forward to this, and I look forward to talking games and giving our opinions on stuff. I think like I said, I think our discussion on the Sony Microsoft thing today was realistic. It's what it really is, and we have a great intelligent crew here. I look forward to this, even when I'm having a rough week. I know 9:30 on Thursdays, man. It's when I get to kick back and when I'm not saving companies from ransomware.
Yeah.
So I couldn't relax all this time, but
yeah, it's a nice break because I do have some friends at work who do game. My brother's game, but I don't sit down and talk to anybody like this. So I like we can get together and talk, and we our friends and chat. But yeah, like you said, we're mature gamers. We're old school. We understand. The reality of gaming. There's no console wars with us. That doesn't exist. And E3's coming up, and I'm super excited to see what's going to be shown at E3. And Sony's not there, and I wish they would be there, but they're not. And it's not. To me, the Iron Lords had a little poll. It's not going to hurt Sony any bit. I mean, they have a lot going on for them, and I look forward to playing those games coming out. But it would have been nice to have them there just to be, they're there among the developers, they're there among fans and the media and just sharing gaming with that. To me, that they should be there for that. But no matter what, it's like I've never cared who wins E3. That's never been a thing for me. It's always been about cool. I got to see some cool games on stage, and one thing I don't like hearing. Yes, I like seeing the exclusives that Xbox and Sony and Nintendo show, but that's never been a very important to me because on the stage I also want to see the big third-party games. Because we play those third-party games on our platforms, right? It doesn't make sense to me. People are so focused and it's all about first party exclusives and so on. No, it's not. It's about gaming, period. And whatever game you get excited about, that's what you should be happy to see and know that's coming. And gaming is just getting better. So like we talked about earlier, we'll see what this collaboration that Microsoft and Sony is going to have, and Sony getting in on the Azure cloud services. And you know what? That's a good thing. That's a good thing for Sony gamers, people, that the PSN might be better, and maybe PSN now, and now, we might even be able to stream some of the Sony games on mobile and so on. So, it's just a good thing all around for gamers going forward.
Yeah, I agree.
Can't complain.
Can't complain. So, not even going to try.
Nope.
So, all right, well, gentlemen, while I'm sitting here trying to save the world, I'm going to maybe pop in some Division and sort of level up so that I can get some raids with you.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there. So everybody have a great weekend. Like I say, tomorrow night I'll throw up some. We'll play some Castlevania. Maybe on Saturday we'll do some Dreamcast, and then 5 o'clock tomorrow it's Clowns versus Daz for the MK belt. Or as Daz called it, just another ass whipping. But we'll see. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see, man. Clowns is no joke. See what I did there? Clowns is no joke. All right, I'm leaving on that one. Oh, man, everybody.
I don't get it.
I know. Chris, take us out.
everybody, thank you very much for jumping in on OG NLG show this week, and we look forward to getting back with you guys, playing some games this weekend, and we look forward to seeing you guys next Thursday. So we are out. Who the F cares? Just game, people.
Yeah,
This game.